Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Homage to the Blessed One, the Worthy One, the Supremely Enlightened One. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu. Okay, first we pay homage to our teacher Lukuswami Maharaj. Sadhus. How is everybody doing? Hmm?
Good, Bante.
Bante, Bante.
Good, Bante.
How is Bante doing?
How are
Yes,
you?
yeah, we are teaching Dhamma and yeah, helping people most of the time. Yesterday there was a Dhamma discussion kind of thing. One father called me and it was about a 1 hour long telephone call. And he had some family problems and so I was sharing the Dhamma with him. He was actually crying over the phone. So I took time to explain him the Dhamma. Very innocent father. Yeah, so like that, people call us, ask questions about life, solutions to problems in life. You know, we don't know them, they don't know us, but Dhamma connects us all together. And then wherever they are, whatever they do, they become the followers of the Dhamma. They start following the words of the Buddha, that's all. So one of the reasons when we were discussing with him, one of the things we mainly talked about was the suffering comes to us mainly because of our selfishness, that we try to gratify ourselves, we try to control external things in order to gain that happiness, to make ourselves happy. That can never be achieved with these material things and in this material world, because things are out of our control. Anatta. Things are impermanent, so these material things cannot provide us a lasting happiness. But the thing is, we try to rely on those things again and again. That's a complete ignorance, and it's because of not knowing the Dhamma. So beings are helpless if they don't know the Dhamma, if they don't know the Anatta, if they don't know the non-self nature of things. They still think that their happiness is somewhere else outside. And the other thing was because we are self-centered, we want to gratify ourselves. At the same time, we are not satisfied, because we can never be satisfied 100% with these material things, with these impermanent things. So what I told him was, can you just forget about gratifying yourselves and focusing on your selfish desires? Can you just forget, and can you try to make others happy? Can you go out there? Can you do volunteering? Can you help others? Can you help your neighbors? See if a different kind of happiness enters your life. I thought that that's what monks are doing. They are sharing these teachings with the intention of helping people to find true happiness. And in return, that makes monks very happy. If we were only thinking about ourselves, we don't want to use our time to help others, that happiness will not come. That happiness of helping others will not come to the monk's life. So this is something that we all should uh, try to understand. Too much self-centeredness, selfishness, always trying to make ourselves happy with what is available outside. That's not a wise decision. We are going to fail. And if we keep doing that, then we will eventually find that our lives are not that important, not valuable, and thoughts like that come to our minds, and we feel very down, and we think others don't like us. We are not important to the world. Those negative thoughts come. But how about if you use your life to help others? There are always opportunities out there to help others. It's a completely different realm. If you try to find ways to help others, to help your parents, family members, your wife, your husband, your children, your co-workers, your neighbors, there are plenty of opportunities for you to help. Even to strange people, homeless people. So I asked that father to change the focus of priorities in his life. And see if a different kind of happiness enter your life. And he agreed to do that. Maybe he's looking for some ways to help others. Do you understand? Yeah, that's a wonderful way discovered by the Buddha. Because after attaining the enlightenment at the age of 35, the rest of the life of the Buddha was fully dedicated to for the well-being of others. And Buddha was always happy. And also one of the problems that father had was he didn't know how to love himself. And he wanted to do that. Because somebody from who goes to Dhamma programs and who learns Dhamma advised him that you need to love yourself first. And he realized, oh, I was not doing that. I was giving pain to myself. When I am regretful of things, remorseful of things, I am guilty. So much pain you are giving to your own life. And I asked him, if you do that to somebody else, aren't you hurting that person? And he agreed, yes, I am hurting him because I am giving so much pain. So you are doing the same thing. There's no difference. You are hurting yourself. If you are regret about things, think about the heaviness of your heart. You are hurting yourself. So we all need to love ourselves first. That's why when you do the loving kindness meditation, we start off spreading compassion to ourselves, right? May I be free from mental suffering. May I be free from physical suffering. People still argue. Some people argue, why are you thinking like that? May I be free from anger? You're thinking about, again, me, I am, myself. No, that's because we need to be kind to ourselves. We need to be nice to ourselves. Okay, so those are some of the highlights from the past week. Any highlights in your life? And I was so grateful for the teachings of the Buddha, because after that conversation that I felt and I sensed that Father had a great relief, and he was very thankful and grateful to the wise words of the Buddha. You know, these words can change lives forever. Yeah, so wise words. How about your highlights of the week? Any Dhamma readings? Anything you discovered from the teachings of the Buddha? Any inspired things?
Bante.
Mm-hmm.
Last week I came across a sutta while I was reading Sutta Friends.
Mm-hmm.
The discourse about non-anger. So if I may share to everyone.
Mm-hmm.
So okay, but then I need to look at the Akoda Sutta, the discourse about non-anger. Okay,
Mm.
let me look at it. Should be here. So
It's
it's a
from the
easy one.
Anguttara Nikaya?
It is under Saka Lord of God, Lord of Gods. So it is SN 11.25.
So what did you learn?
Well, it is about two monks. I think they were having some conflict.
Mm.
So and then what happened was um, so they quarreled. However, one of the monks later realized mistake, and then he confessed to the other monk. Now, however, the second monk would not give him the forgiveness.
Mm.
So, with that said, and then there are other monks who saw this, and then they immediately went to the Buddha and they told Buddha that these two monks were quarreling, and one of the monks confessed the offense, but then the other one did not forgive. So now I learned that the Buddha said that, well, he explained that there are actually two kinds of fools and two kinds of wise people. Now he said that the two kinds of fools are one that not the two kinds of fools are one who does not see an offense as an offense, and the other fool is another who is confessing on the offense, but then the other one did not give forgiveness.
Mm.
Now, Buddha also continues saying that there are two kinds of wise people, and the two kinds of wise people are one who sees offense as an offense, and the other person is who confesses, and the other gives forgiveness.
Did you
So
learn good lesson?
yeah, So I learned, so what from this sutta, I personally learned that sometimes, you know, because two people are different, so sometimes there are friction and there are quarrels. So however, if at least we know that, let's say, it's a mistake, so it's an offense, so we have to agree to that. Now the other party, knowing that the first party already knows the offense, so the second party should forgive, so that there will have no anger in this world.
Yeah, very good. Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Sadhu Bhante.
That's a powerful sutta too. Yeah, and it's
It happens
Buddha
to
says
everybody.
if you recognize your mistake as a mistake, and also if you are ready to ask for forgiveness, and also if somebody asks you for forgiveness, if you readily forgive that person,
Mhm.
you are a rare person,
Yes.
because wise people are very rare in the world. And Buddha teaches, if you do like that, you are wise. It means you are a rare person. What happens normally is, and one of the reasons why we wander in the samsara still is, we don't admit to our mistakes. We don't see our mistakes as mistakes. We think the other person is wrong. I am right all the time.
Hmm.
And we also don't go to ask for forgiveness. We think I am not the one to ask for forgiveness. He should ask for forgiveness. That's another reason why we wander in the samsara.
Yes. Yes.
And also, sometimes people ask for forgiveness. They ask for forgiveness and we don't forgive them.
Hmm.
We still want to keep that in mind for years and years, lives and lives. That means we don't forgive them. These are the reasons, some of the reasons why we wander in this samsara, go from world to world. That's a beautiful sutta. So we should be wise people, right?
Yes, Bante. I know
Okay,
some
good.
people who said that forgive, that they forgive, they just said it verbally, but then inside they never forgive and they
Oh
never
yeah,
forget. It
that's
takes
not
20
good.
years. I met somebody 20 years and she says she revealed that she will never forgive that person. It is
Yeah,
so
that's not wise. That's why people are suffering. And sometimes when we like advise them using the teachings of the Buddha, they are not ready to accept. And that's the same reason why they are suffering.
yes, Bante. Thank you, Bante.
Good, good.
Bhante,
Uh-huh.
in the meditation today, and in the story you told also, I mean, I guess about a shift from everything centered on me versus everything, or everything centered on
Mhm.
others. It seems like a very simple shift, but in a lot of ways it seems a very violent shift for most people, or for a lot of people, almost a violent shift, a real a simple but violent. It's quite interesting, and I was just wondering about if there's a middle ground, or if there's a process, uh, a gradual shift, or it tends to be just it's an interesting shift. It's a fundamental shift from what you're talking about.
What do you mean by violent shift?
Well, it turns your world upside down. It turns a person's world upside down.
That's exactly what we need to do.
I know.
We need to turn upside down our lives. We need to turn upside down. If we carry on like this, we are going to end up in hell, an animal world, ghost world, and in lower worlds.
But it's challenging to turn your world upside down. It's
Yeah,
frightening, challenging.
that's the most challenging thing. So we have to do that.
That's why I'm
That's,
asking: is there a gradualness? A gradualness? Is there
oh yeah,
a middle ground?
yeah. This Buddha always said that this path is a gradual path.
Mhm.
There's a gradual practice, gradual training, gradual understanding. It starts with confidence in the enlightenment of the Buddha. It starts with precepts, keeping precepts. associating with Kalyan Mithas, you know.
We don't have to turn upside down in one day.
Some people do. Even at the age of 7, they did it in one day.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Bante. Thank you, Bante.
No problem.